This day we went south. We started in Brisbane where we stayed at Howard's, then headed to Gold Coast, Surfers Paradise, Burleigh Heads, and ended up in Coolangatta, on the border of the next Australian state. The first stop was Gold Coast, a very popular tourist destination with the main attraction being Surfers Paradise. When planning our days with Howard, he said we should check out Surfers Paradise since it was a cool place in Gold Coast, even though people don't surf there. I asked him specifically about places to surf in his area, and you'll see where we actually ended up surfing. I paid for parking since Howard did so much for us, from storing my luggage to driving and hosting us. I could never thank him enough for everything. Brisbane to Gold Coast is already like an hour drive. But when he was driving, he gave me some pointers for driving on the left, since in a week I would be renting a camper van. Make sure you check out that playlist below because that's already out. The sand was hot. We checked out the beach for a little bit, but didn't plan to stay too long at all. We just continued to go to the main part of Surfers Paradise. Follow me on Instagram to see how these photos end up, because it does not look like this on the gram. As always, thank you so much, Howard, for guiding us and being patient as we were being tourists. Take a picture with your local friend. There's been so many instances where I forget to get one with them also. Oh, the shops. Oh my gosh, shops. I love shopping. Surfers Paradise is known for its markets and shops. I have another Australian friend that I see the next day, and you'll see her in a few days in that video, and she told me to eat an Australian pie. We'll see what it's like, but it's a meal, not dessert. When she was telling our group of North Americans during our exchange about meat pies, we were all confused. We had no idea what she was talking about, so I had to try it for myself. Here's a glimpse of what Burleigh Heads looked like on New Year's Day. There was so many people, so we just headed straight to Coolangatta after lunch. Also, make sure you have your passport if you want to get a drink in Australia as a tourist. None of our other forms of identification worked at the restaurant we were at. Do you ever just feel so lucky going down here? This is so accessible to you. We just made it into Coolangatta city. We just made it to Coolangatta. Coolangatta? Coolangatta.
Yeah, you can see how it's spelled.
Yeah, okay. We're at Coolangatta. And did I still say it? We just made it to Coolangatta. Oh my gosh, hold on. Australian English is so different. Maybe a little hard, but you get used to it. We just made it into Coolangatta. This is the beach. It was hard finding a parking spot, but we got one. And we're on the border of Queensland and New South Wales, which are the two northernmost eastern states in Australia. And it was weird. We only kind of realized it because my time changed so that it was an hour ahead, which is the New South Wales time zone currently, but theirs didn't. So I was like, oh well, why did mine change? And then Howard explained to us that it was because we're on the border, which is so cool. We're close to right there. Welcome to New South Wales. That's the border to the state Sydney is in. Walking to the place, a stranger told Howard we could get surfboards. This is us walking quite a long way back with the surfboards to the beach. So me and Shelly are holding our surfboard. And so it is Howard, the same surfboard, but he can do it by himself, but our arms didn't reach for us to just do it ourselves, unfortunately. Our arms were too short to hold one surfboard ourselves. The surfing here was so unique. We would start at one beach and then the waves would take us to the beach next door. I'm gonna have to share more info about surfing here in a blog post. Look what these lights spell out. Oh, Howard dropped us off to see another friend in Brisbane. His name is Ethan, and I met him in a hostel in Santorini. We had Thai food at Chili Coco's in Stone's Corner. It was good. Then we took a DD home. If you don't know what it is, it could save you some money. So watch my koala sanctuary video to find out what it is. And subscribe for more money saving tips on traveling Australia.